Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. In today's video we're going to be going over what collabs could we possibly see, maybe in the near future, possibly within the next year. So let's go over to the current collaboration characters to see what we have. I'll go over what I think we'll get in August as well as in October as well, because of course we have a collaboration in August and October. They're just standard, they don't really change. We at least get 3 collaborations a year, and of course we also have off collaborations as well, which is all like Tower of God, where it's sort of like, because it's an in-house collab. What I mean by in-house is in Netmarble also owns a Tower of God game. It's an in-house collaboration. You know, they don't have to outsource all the stuff from a different company. They don't need it all approved. It's easy like that. It's not like Shield Hero where they have to have all of the outfits and everything approved by the IP holders before it can of course go live and make sure they're happy with it. But what could we see? So we could see, I actually have a list written down. We have Eminence in Shadow, mainly because the Eminence in Shadow game, which is owned by Crunchyroll, did collaborate with Shangri-La Frontier, which is an anime that was fully made by Netmarble's anime studio. Which, once again, also brings us to the fact that we could also get Shangri-La Frontier, because once again, it's made by Netmarble. It's also sort of got like a sword art feel to it. I feel like it would do quite well in Grand Cross itself. I feel like the characters are quite well made for it. Eminence, once again, it's a super popular show. I think we'll probably get Eminence at some point this year, possibly. I don't think so. I'll go over the possible collabs and I'll go over what I think we could get this year. Solo leveling, mainly because Netmarble owns a solo leveling game. Once again, it could be like an off collab, meaning it might even be next month, and then we have another collab after that, which is totally possible. I'm not saying it's not. I think it's very rare. Last time that happened, they gave us 300 diamonds as a sorry, which was Stranger Things, which was an off collab, and ReZero. The reason Stranger Things was an off collaboration, Netmarble owns 7 Deadly Sins. They don't own Grand Cross, they own the 7 Deadly Sins, and of course they own Stranger Things, so it was probably for promotional collaboration sort of thing. And I doubt we'll see Stranger Things, maybe even ever. I don't feel like the game is in a state where it currently, at least within the next year, I don't think it's in the state where it could survive putting out a Stranger Things collaboration. I feel like they've got to try and step up the collaborations now. You've ended the 7 Deadly Sins story. That's the main reason why lots of people are here. You've got to step it up. You've got to take your collaborations to the next level. Nikkei, a game that wasn't even out a year, did a collaboration with Chainsaw Man, which was super hype. It was a super hype anime at the time, and it still is. And they did a collaboration with it. Grand Cross, honestly, it's kind of, they need to push the bow out a little bit more. I feel like they're playing too reserved. They're going with all these really safe bets, which is a good deal. They should be doing safe things for the company. But I also feel like they need to push the bow out and see if they're able to get away with these bigger collaborations. Yes, it will cost you more because of course they're going to have to pay more for the IP. But I'm pretty sure if you don't want to go for these big collabs, that's fine. Go for a small IP that's popular or an old IP that's popular because it's still probably going to be much cheaper. AOT. Don't know why they went for AOT. It was probably super expensive at the time because it was super hype. It was the year the collaboration came out was the year the final season started. I know that was like 4 years ago because they were making the final season for close to 4 years, which is absurd. But still, it must have cost them a lot of money, and probably the first one didn't make much in return. The second one maybe because of course it was like, it was still quite hype. You had the new Levi, new Aaron. It probably made a lot of money, I'm not gonna lie. Chainsaw Man once again is on here as well, mainly because it collabed with Nikkei. If it can collab with Nikkei, I feel like the Stranger Things, no, not Stranger Things, the Chainsaw Man IP holders are very lenient. The fact they did a collab with that anime, with that show means, that game, they're probably gonna be more willing to do a collaboration with Grand Cross, which is it's a good game for free-to-play players. If we get a break month. If we don't get a break month this year, this game hasn't been good for free-to-play this year. Konosuba, mainly because it's just an isekai. It hasn't done many collaborations outside of its little bubble of isekai shows. It's sort of not branched out from what I've seen. Of course, maybe there's a game where it's collaborated with that I haven't seen. But from what I've seen, it hasn't really branched out, which is sort of, it's okay, I guess. And then I've got Is It Wrong to Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon, mainly because it's collaborated with many games in the past, and I do feel like it is a possibility it could also collaborate with this game as well. I feel like the characters sort of fit it quite well, and I do feel like it seems like a show that they would do. It's got humour to it, and of course, lots of these shows that Grand Cross collaborated has humour. Some, like of course, once again, you've got Overlord, ReZero, Jobless technically has a little bit of humor in it. Slime's basically mainly humor. That's Millam's job, basically, is to be the humorous person in the show. Stranger Things, once again, we don't talk about Stranger Things. Maeve actually puts us on a different track here. So Maeve is an AI idol, VTuber, whatever you want to say, and recently lots of games have been doing collaborations, or have upcoming collaborations with VTubers, whether that be solo VTubers or entire companies. For example, HoloLive. HoloLive has done collaborations with anime games in the past, and I'm not going to put it behind Netmarble for doing it. For if they were to do a HoloLive collaboration, or I don't think they would do Niji Sanji over the current. Well, not then. They're not in the best water at the moment. Let's be honest. Even though it happened quite a while ago, they're still not in the best water about it. But like VShojo, you know, all these other VTuber companies, they could collaborate with. I just do feel like it would be kind of weird, but you know, it's Netmarble, they could possibly do it. The only thing is, if they were to do HoloLive, it would not be a big profit for them, mainly because every collaboration HoloLive has had, all the characters have been maxed out for free. You've been able to max them out for free. And I feel like that's something that HoloLive puts in their clauses. They have to be obtainable max for free. And I do feel like there is a possibility that they will, that in the future we could possibly have some sort of VTuber collaboration, of course, because we did have a single Maeve character for free. I do feel like it's possible we could get anyone for free now at this point, or any new collaboration. But what I think we could have, what I think is we're going to have this year, is I feel like the next collaboration will be a brand new collaboration. The reason I'm saying, oh, why isn't it not the Jobless Reincarnated? You know, they've had a new season, all that kind of stuff. The new season is currently still extremely fresh to do a collaboration on. It is way too fresh to do a collaboration on. I do believe that we will get another Jobless Reincarnated collab, and I do feel like the rerun will be probably in that October collaboration slot. Mainly because it's current. If you were to do a rerun of that, you would want to do it off the most current, where like the characters have changed so much, sort of like AOT. I've not watched the current season, but I've seen like little like thing, like I've seen how the characters look different, basically, and I see it sort of like AOT. Like there was no point of them doing a rerun before this new Aaron and the new Levi. You know, why would they release like another version of this Aaron and another version of this Levi, where they could wait and then release these two? I feel like they may like let the water settle a bit and then release another Jobless collab rerun, probably end of the year. I doubt they would go any later. They could possibly go a little bit later, because most collabs happen after a year. There has never been a collab that has come back quicker than a year. Most collabs come back. The quickest collab to come back was KOF, and that was an exact year after its initial release, which was at the end of 2020. It came back at the end of 2021. That was the quickest collab we ever had. After that was ReZero, which was you have 3 collab slots a year. It came back after 4, so a full rotation plus 1. Same with Shield Hero. So Shield Hero came out in November. We then got it in April after a year once again. So it's 4 slots. If you were to use that same logic, you would then say Jobless is the next one. But I feel like they're gonna want to do the new season stuff, so they may wait a little bit longer. May push it out, sort of like what they did with AOT. For new collaborations, I feel like we could. I'm gonna put it between probably one of the shows they own, so either Solo Leveling or Shangri-La Frontier. Both animes I highly recommend. Shangri-La especially, in my opinion, it's just a better version of Sword Art. I feel like Sword Art is good until they go to the Elf arc, then it's dead show. But that's just my opinion. Of course, we could possibly see Sword Art. Sword Art is massive in Japan. I feel like these collaborations do try and tailor towards the Japanese market, even though I think a lot of their money does come from the global market. Yeah. But unfortunately, we'll have to wait. But the only good thing is that we'll probably end up seeing, like, you know, a lot of these collabs I mentioned in the future. Of course, shows like Chainsaw Man, I feel like it's possible, but I feel like Netmarble will need to think, okay, we need to push it out a little bit, we need to expand a little bit more. We can't just sit here and release, you know, Overlord rerun. Because possibly, you know, start of next year, it is possible Overlord comes back. Even though, you know, it wouldn't have had any shows air apart from the movie. I think that's maybe out, or it's been out, or something about it. I don't know. I know there's a movie at some point, but they could possibly release that. Of course, for shows like Overlord, there's so many characters in it, they could technically do a rerun and just add some of the characters from the same season. It's completely possible because they have such a large lineup of characters they can pick from. That's the reason why shows like My Hero won't work. I don't think they would do Demon Slayer. Of course, anything's on the table, but I highly doubt they would do Demon Slayer ever. Fairy Tail they could, but once again, I feel like the IP would cost too much. I just have the feeling Fairy Tail was one of those quite expensive IPs. I feel like Netmarble isn't willing to put in the money to get the money out, because that is what you call an investment. And yeah, I don't think they would do that personally. But we have a lot of collaboration characters, and I do hope we see a lot more newer ones. Of course, with the release of this new summer character, Sabnook, I think her name is. I'm not sure. I'm not too sure to pronounce her name. But yeah, with her, she's unknown. Maybe we're going to see some unknown collaboration characters, or we've nearly always seen unknown collaboration characters. The only class we've not seen unknowns in is AOT, KOF. I think that's it. AOT and KOF. Every other collab has had a and Stranger Things, but we don't count Stranger Things as a collaboration. They just exist. But yeah, hopefully next year we see. I want to see more like hype collaborations. Like, yeah, I'm not gonna lie, Overlord was super hype, right? But we'd had a quite not bad, but if you were to look at like the general player base, you know, Jobless Reincarnated wasn't hype for the majority of the player base. The characters were okay at best. Eris sort of got the short end of the stick. She required another collaboration character to even work, which in my opinion immediately put the collab at a lower level in comparison to, you know, Shield Hero, which had Kizuna, which was like insane PvE character, and Eris is sort of like she needs Rudius to work, sort of an L. But, you know, unfortunately, I would like to see Eminence. I feel like Eminence would be quite a good one, quite a good, not spread, but it'd probably be like a 1 human, 3 unknowns is probably what they would do. Stranglehold Frontier would be all human, which would be quite nice to see. Sort of a nice change of scenery, because of course Shield Hero added 2 unknowns, Overlord was 4 unknowns, and the last set of humans we got collaboration wise was AOT, which was nearly a year ago. So I feel like we are due for a few humans. Konosuba would be sort of the same unless they make Aqua a goddess, which I think they should do, because that's what she is. She isn't human, and if they get her unknown, it's sort of like odd in my opinion, because she just looks very humanoid, which has goddess powers. Chainsaw Man, I highly doubt it. I would love to see it, but it is possible as well. I just feel like, no matter what, I'm going to put the money where the mouth is and do it. Because, of course, it would be all unknown, but I feel like the name itself would be quite hype to add to the game. But what we have right now is quite good, though. We have unfortunately, it's not a range of shows. It's mostly isekais, and of course, you know, the odd ones here and there where they own the IPs. These ones, and then these ones down here. Sorry, no, yeah. But, like, yeah. That's unfortunately how most shows are, or most games are. We do have our only as a non-connected IP, that is a non-isekai show, is AOT. Maeve, owned by Netmarble. KOF, there was a KOF game. Unfortunately, the KOF game is being shut down, but there's a KOF game owned by Netmarble. Stranger Things, owned by Netflix. 7 Deadly Sins is owned by Netflix, so, you know, there's a connection there. And, of course, Isekai, yeah. I mean, and, of course, Tarot God, which is, they own a Tarot God game, but, yeah. The only non-Isekai show we've had that has had no connection to Netmarble, or Grand Cross in general, or anything 7 Deadly Sins, is AOT. And I feel like they should try and push the boat out a little bit more, because you're getting to the point where we're going to run out of Isekai shows, and then you can't just keep rerunning the same collaborations over and over and over again, because people get bored of it. They need new collaborations. They need these new characters. They need sort of a new feel, a new selection of characters they can bring to the game. You know, because I would love to run Shadow from Eminence and Shadow, Null for me, then like Aaron, or just a full human unknown collab team, but every human is from a different collaboration. That would be cool. Of course, we can do that with unknowns. But that's because we have an insane amount of unknowns. We have an absurd amount of unknowns. Of course, we can run a full human team. We can run these 3, but yeah, I want Shadow instead. I think it'd be cooler. But anyway, thank you for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know your thoughts and comments on collaborations that you would like to see or are possible to see in the future. And I'll see you next one. Goodbye.